As TV networks put helicopters in the air and went live from the scene of the fires, perhaps the most extraordinary footage of all was being shot by a man who simply was driving to work. Andrew Mutzabaugh lives in Ventura but works as a financial advisor in LA. And he was heading along one of California's most famous freeways, driving beneath a sign telling him the turnoff to Sunset Boulevard was 2.5 miles away, when the view through his windscreen was suddenly hills of fire. He tweeted it, and it's been seen by more people than much of the television coverage.
Well, that's my normal commute to work. That's the 405 freeway south, just north of Los Angeles. And you know, I came up a hill and I noticed a really big glow off to my left. And once I started to come down the hill, everybody slowed down to about 10 miles an hour, and then this gigantic fire just unfolded off to my left. And fortunately, the wind was not really strong, so I wasn't concerned that the wind would be blowing the fire over onto my car. So I stayed as far as I could to the right and just happened to click my phone on and catch it. And, you know, it was a lot bigger than that video really showed, too. It was pretty big, but compared to the fires that we have going on in Southern California, that was actually small. I mean, that ended up being a 100-acre fire. We have an active fire in Ventura County that's 65,000 acres.
Yeah. Is your home all right before we go on?
Oh, yeah, everything's good. I can still kind of smell the smoke in my nose, but I'm fine.
So, and your home and the homes of everyone you love, they're still standing?
Oh, yes. That's about where I was driving is about 30 miles away from my home. So.
Okay. And so there was no stage where you thought, obviously the winds weren't big and strong and fast, and there was no stage where you thought, I'm going to be engulfed. You were just able to kind of say, wow, I'm going to record this. Yeah,
the fire looked pretty calm compared to some things that I'd seen with high winds. This looked relatively calm, and it was, again, clear on the other side of the freeway. This is a freeway that's 5 lanes each way. So and they had the northbound lanes were completely closed, and I saw some fire trucks over there. So I figured if it was really bad, the road would have been closed.
Yeah, good call.
I just kind of sneaked along there.
180,000 retweets, but by the time this goes to air, that will have doubled probably. They are incredible pictures, Andrew.
Yeah, and you know what? Until today, no, I don't think anyone's ever read anything that I've tweeted in my life. So there you go.
There's a message for us all there. Can I ask you a big metaphysical question about California and heat and water and fires and climate change?
Sure.
This is scary stuff in the long term, isn't it? I mean, at some stage, we're going to have to start thinking about where we live. Can we stay in some communities? Are they discussions you're having there now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it seems like the past 3 or 4 years, the fires have just been burning almost continuously. And we were lucky enough to have a wet winter last winter, the winter of 16-17. But this winter, that was after 3 really dry winters. So you get a wet winter, and then all this brush just explodes with growth, and then once it dries out, you have the same problem again. And, you know, the entire state is running out of water. Our reservoirs are all, even after a wet winter, they're still at about 50% of what they should be. And we just don't get the snowpack that we need in the Sierras. And, yeah, it's going to be a problem long term because, you know, our population is still growing.
Big issues for California to address, aren't they? Andrew's video has now been liked and retweeted more than 750,000 times.